got it all organized, and she joins us live in studio now, Karen. To make your home a little bit more eco-friendly, you have brought us so many great options.
Well, the nice thing is there's a million options now, so we're not limited. And it used to be that they were so much more expensive that was often the determining factor, and that's not the case anymore. So we're going to start off with a tankless hot water system. So some people call these hot water on demand. They've been around for a while, but one of the amazing things about these, and this one's from A.O. Smith, is that they're really efficient. So this is an Energy Star rated, and it's a 0.95. And what that means basically for people at home is that for every dollar you spend, 95 cents of that is heating your water. So ridiculously cost effective.
Yes.
Whereas you know those big old water tanks?
Yes.
Yes. So first of all, they're huge.
Right.
And they take up a lot of space. This is tiny, which I love, because as a designer, I want lots of space for storage. And there's about 80 cents of the dollar goes towards heating that hot water. So not nearly as efficient with our electricity and our money.
Okay.
And what you don't realize is that when you're off at work, you're sleeping, it's heating that hot water all the time, just in case you need it. So that whole time, it's heating hot water. Whereas this unit is meant to provide the hot water when you turn on the tap.
And that's it.
And it's heating it at that moment and that moment only. So it's not sitting with a reserve, and that's why we call it tankless.
Got it.
So the important thing to remember is if you go out to buy one of these, think about your family and your needs. If you're like, okay, so we're gonna have 3 showers going at the same time, and the dishwasher and the washing machine, you need a pretty big unit because it's about flow. If you're a smaller household, you can get away with a smaller unit, but they're all fantastic, and I just love that you can mount it and hide it away instead of taking up all that room in your HVAC space.
That is so good. It almost feels like it would be safer as well, because there's something about having that big hot water tank. We have it.
Yes.
And it's taking up all that room in the storage area, and you don't want anything touching it or anything around it, you know, so that just seems a little bit more
clean
functional.
and nice and pretty.
Okay, so how about this piece here?
So I'm in love with this. I'm actually putting this in my new home. This is the Frankie Chef Center. And we're going to take a look at from the top down, because it's obviously a beautiful, huge sink. It's got all these wonderful accessories, nice kind of cool looking drain. So it's a great looking sink. But here's what I really love. It's got these little compartments. You pop this open.
Oh, cute.
So what do we have that for? So this could encourage us to do our composting. So you don't have that ugly bucket on your sink or on your countertop anymore, which is fantastic.
This makes so much more sense too, because I don't know about you guys, but ours is underneath the sink. And so you're constantly doing the bend with the onion peel and the carrot peel. Now you chop it, you throw it in.
Yeah, and you can take it out. And it's funny, I grew up, my dad was a man ahead of his time. We had a compost heap in our backyard.
Good man.
So we had this awesome heap. But I don't know if you could get away with that now, because it'd be like a buffet for all the wildlife.
It would be.
It's like, hey, come to my backyard. I got lots of scraps.
All the raccoons, come on over. Okay, what do we have here? These are beautiful, by the way.
So one of the things that happens a lot in our industry, particularly fabric, tends to be a lot of water and a lot of power to create these beautiful fabrics. So now there's a standard body, so it's Ecotex 100, and what they're doing is they're looking at companies that are doing things right. So the companies that are managing their water, managing the harmful emissions into the atmosphere. So Ecotex, all these fabrics, so the first 2 are actually outdoor fabrics, the other 2 are indoor fabrics. These are from Maxwell. All of these are rated. So what it's basically saying is that these particular fabrics, they care about the environment. They're not emitting stuff into the environment. And what that means is that the fabric at the end of the day, when you get it home, isn't emitting in your home either.
That's true.
And so if you have sensitive skin or you have allergies, you know that if you pick a fabric that's more conscious of the environment, it's going to be better in your home too.
That is such a good point. And we are becoming way more cognizant of what is happening in our space, in our home.
We've been talking about off-gassing forever.
Yes.
You know, we talk about, you know, cabinetry and furniture and paint. And so it's important to think about like all the fabric that's in our home.
That's right.
So there's a lot of people that have sensitive skin too. So you think about, you know, sitting on a sofa or sitting with like your shorts. So actually, I do love to use outdoor fabric when I'm upholstering sofas.
That's a good idea.
Or banquettes and kitchens, because we do a lot of those, and so these are indestructible.
And nothing's too precious.
Exactly.
Okay, so tiles as well.
Tiles. So there's a lot of companies out there. So Some of the companies, for example, like porcelain tiles, generally aren't as disruptive to our environment.
Okay.
So if you start looking at tiles, you can read that porcelain isn't like, you know, quarrying for natural stone, for example. So porcelain generally tends to be more eco-friendly.
Yes.
But then it's important to look at the factories where things are made, what their manufacturing process looks like, how they're packaging.
Okay,
so a lot of companies are using recycled material to package, so even their wraps and all of that. So it's the entire life cycle of a product. And what I love about these particular ones is these are made from 100% recycled glass.
Ah.
So you can see that they've got this really dense but beautiful coloring.
Yes.
And by doing that, this particular company has saved 32,000 tons of product that would have gone into waste.
Excellent.
And made beautiful tiles, like they're gorgeous.
Yes, that is a good news story right there.
Yeah, so you put them on your wall, they look fantastic, and you don't even realize, you know, that obviously you're doing something lovely for the environment.
You feel good about it. And then with flooring as well.
Well, so most people realize that cork is a great option because cork is actually from the bark of the tree. We're not cutting the tree down. So that's fantastic. So the tree's still growing. We're just kind of taking the cork off the outside. You know, cork is a beautiful product. It's warm underfoot because it's got this honeycomb structure.
Yes.
So it actually is acoustically, helps with the noise. It's nice to stand on. It helps with the warmth. So it's a really nice product. But the thing to think about is, what about the adhesive that makes the cork flooring? So make sure that you look at the certification to understand that this particular product is actually certified, you know, with the adhesive and the cork and the manufacturing process. So this one from Wickenders is, and it comes in lots of colors. It comes in, you know, planks. It comes in squares. You can do different patterns.
Yeah.
So there's lots of options. I know it's a lot, but I think if you're out shopping, maybe have a few like Green Guide certified or EcoStar or Ecotex, or like have a few brands that you know, so it doesn't become daunting for you when you're shopping.
Wade into it, right? Do the baby steps and start going in that direction. But this is a really good, solid guide.